Here's a clip of Larry Wheels deadlifting, and here's a clip of him sprinting. What do you notice? Despite being one of the strongest men in the world, he runs like an absolute donkey. Now here's a clip of Tyreek Hill squatting, and now a clip of him sprinting. What's the difference? Both men are incredibly strong. One of the fastest men in the NFL, the other can barely hit 10 miles an hour. And perhaps you might have a similar problem to Larry. Strong as an ox, but no speed. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why getting stronger won't always make you faster and what you can do instead. Before we begin, my name is Tyg and I help field sport athletes build an aesthetic physique without losing performance and even performing better. So before we begin, you may be wondering, does sprinting relate to aesthetics in any way? Because this is kind of an aesthetics-focused channel right now anyway. So for that, I'd say two reasons. The first reason is testosterone. Aside from maybe squats and deadlifts, sprints are basically the best exercise you can do for testosterone levels. And more testosterone equals more muscle mass. Pretty simple. The second reason is that this channel also focuses on athletic performance. And sprinting is basically the most athletic thing you can do. And if you're a field sport athlete, it's absolutely essential to be good at sprinting. For speed, for conditioning, for robustness, for everything, you need to be able to sprint. So main point, when you're completely under strength training, it will make you faster. Getting stronger means producing more force, which means running faster. That only works up to a certain point. Eventually, your body can't get faster by simply producing more force, and you have to be able to learn how to produce it fast. So imagine doing a 1 rep max squat. Say it's 180 kilograms or 405 for you Americans now. If you use the weight equals mass times gravity formula, you've produced over 1700 newtons, is it? Yeah, you produced over 1764 newtons of force, which is incredible. Now imagine you're sprinting after the ball. How long do you think you have to produce that force? 5 seconds? 2 seconds? Even 1 second? About 0.2 seconds. You have 1/5 of a second to produce force while sprinting, not the 5 seconds your 1 rep max took. The answer lies in elasticity and tendon stiffness. Now these are terms that will take a while to fully understand, so I'll do my best to explain it here. Muscles push and pull, tendons are more like springs. Think of how a spring works. When you press down on a spring, you can feel the tension coming off it, can't you? You let go and all the energy is released at once, and it kind of, you know how springs work, like bang. That makes sense. Essentially, your tendons store and release energy. If you train your muscles, they'll get bigger and stronger, but if you don't train your tendons, you'll just be slow and stiff. You need to be able to bounce. During sprints and jumps, you may think your body pushes, but it's more like a snap. Think of it like a rubber band. If it's too loose, it doesn't snap, but if it's too tight, it doesn't stretch. You need to find that balance between snapping and stretching. Basically, tight enough to snap, but not so stiff it can't stretch. If you only lift heavy, yes, your body will be able to produce large amounts of force, but it won't be able to produce that force quickly. Imagine a car with the strongest engine in the world, but shit transmission. It's not going to go very far, is it? So how do you fix the problem? You do both. Now, of course, strength training is very important for all athletic movements. It basically increases your ceiling. So your ceiling is the potential your body has to produce force. But the body also needs elastic work, like plyometrics and jumps, so it knows how to produce that force quickly and efficiently. Essentially, lifting increases how much force you can produce, whereas elastics increase how quickly you can produce it. Then there's a fact many people overlook, which is that sprinting is a skill in itself that can be improved with practice. It's not all genetics and it's not all power either. Movement patterns are just as important as power and strength when it comes to moving your body fast. Now for technique, there's 2 phases of sprint, and the technique changes depending which phase you're in. The phases are acceleration and top end speed. I'll explain both of them now. The acceleration phase is about producing as much force as possible to hit your top speed as fast as possible. Now there is a lot to it, but the 3 basic principles are body should be at a 45-degree angle, legs should be pushing you forward instead of up, and arms should be working in opposite motion to the legs. So say if my right arm is up, if you can hear me, if my right arm is up, my left knee should be driving upwards, if you can see there. And while this one's back, my right leg should be back. I should I'll throw up a photo of that because I don't know how well you could see that. Now, obviously, there's a lot more than that, but it does take a while to master it all. I still haven't mastered every mechanic, so if you can just apply them 3 for now, I reckon you'll see a big difference. As for the top end speed phase, this phase is more about maintaining your top speed and not fatiguing by moving as efficiently as possible. Now for this, you'll want to focus on keeping your body upright, moving your legs in a bicycle motion with a high level of knee drive, and arms same again, opposite motion to the legs. Now I said sprinting isn't all genetics, but a lot of it is. A coach actually taught me this great analogy, which is accelerators are built like pit bulls, whereas top-end speedsters are built like greyhounds. Now I'm definitely more of a pit bull, an accelerator, because look at me, a bit short as well. I mean, over the first 20 meters, I'm actually the fastest player on my team. But once the sprint goes a bit longer than that, that's when I start to drop to third or fourth place. And it's simply because I'm genetically built for accelerations. Oh, and another thing about top-end sprinting, make sure you're relaxed. You shouldn't tighten up, which is a mistake I always made. I always assumed tightening up equals more power production. It actually doesn't. The more relaxed you are, the better you're able to kind of bounce. Like if you look at Usain Bolt at top speed, he's actually quite relaxed. So keep that in mind. Another quick one is body composition. Basically, your body composition is what percentage of your total body mass goes to muscle, goes to fat, bone mass, everything. Now, why is this important? Because of the phrase, fat don't fly. Now, field sport athletes should not be shredded at all. Now, being shredded comes with its own variety of problems. But at the same time, they should be below 15% body fat, especially if their role depends on speed. Now, body weight is not the problem because Usain Bolt weighed about 210 pounds. The problem comes when you have body mass that doesn't actually do anything. Now, fat mass, in terms of just living and being healthy, very important. It's important for insulation, for hormone control, but in a sports setting, it does nothing. Unless, of course, you're like a prop in rugby, where you just need to be as big as possible, and having excess fat does help with that. So basically, if you want to improve your speed, don't aim to be shredded, but aim to be below 15% body fat. So how can you go from strong but slow to strong and fast? As with most things in sport, it's simple but not easy. The number one thing, and I mean 70 to 80% of the equation, is sprinting at top speed 1 to 3 times every week. Start off with acceleration to build up tolerance to it, and then slowly transition into top end speed work. I don't care if you're in season, if you can't find time, if your hamstrings are weak, sprint. Just sprint. Other than conditioning, speed is the most important attribute in nearly all field sports. I know it's hard on the body, but literally, if you have to, start off with 3 sprints of 5 meters. I'm telling you now, I could do a 1-hour video on all the benefits of sprinting, going in depth on each one. On top of sprints, of course, plyometrics and jumps help massively. Do a mixture of sub-maximal and maximal jumps, hops, skips, and bounds. As with sprinting, if you're not able to tolerate it, start very low, low volume, low intensity, and slowly build your way up. You'll also want to work on movement patterns. Go back in this video, or go to any other video you want, and look at the acceleration and top end speed mechanics, and slowly begin to apply them. You won't get it perfect first time. I didn't, you won't, no one does. But if you can improve even one aspect of your technique, and keep improving it every week, you will go far. Remember, a time difference of 0.05 to 0.1 seconds over 40 yards is considered significant. Imagine the difference in your sports performance if you can go from no sprint training and poor technique to some sprint training with half decent technique. Finally, for body composition, it's simple. Are you carrying too much fat? If so, aim to lose it. Aim to lose a few body fat percentages, unless you really need to be as big as possible. Just try to lean up, and I guarantee it'll make a bigger difference than you think. Now for this video's actionable step. Very simply, I want you to start implementing at least 1 sprint session per week, as well as throw some plyometrics onto your normal training if you haven't already. Aim to do it on leg day, or full body if you're on a full body split. As I said before, start with 15 meters of sprint volume if you have to, just sprint. It's only the first step, but it'll make the world of difference. So that's why you're strong but slow, and what you can do instead. As always, there's a lot more I want to cover over, but that's coming later and something I'm working on. If you found this valuable, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me, and if you really don't like me, you can just unsubscribe later. Train to dominate, not just to look good.